Hello, hypothetical audience, and welcome to my corner of the internet. I'm JJNW'S Ghost, and I'm going to talk about Fast 9. I have no idea how much battery I have left, so I'm trying to talk a bit fast just in case. So, before I talk about which, means I'm going to get sidetracked along the way like I'm doing now. So, my history with the Fast franchise. I've seen the first movie, which I enjoy. It's basically just Point Break, and I really like Point Break. So I'm pretty sure I've seen it a couple times. So Fast the Furious. I don't know how many times I've seen Point Break. But I've seen it a few times. I like it. I've seen Too Fast, Too Furious. I remember seeing it in theaters. I don't think I've seen it since it came out in theaters. And then I've seen Fast 9. I've not seen any of the other movies. I vaguely know what happens. I know that Tokyo Drift happens, and there's a guy named Han who's super cool, but he dies. And then I think it's in Fast and Furious, Letty dies. And then it's in Fast 5 or Fast 6, she's not dead, but Fast 5 introduces The Rock, and that's the Brazil heist with the safe. Fast 6, I think, because I know 4, 5, and 6 happen before 3 because Han is in them. And it's either in 6 or 7, Han dies again, but it's the same death, and it's showing what happened. Jason Statham, I think he's introduced in 6, and he's the main antagonist of 7, which is the one where Paul Walker died. May he rest in peace. And they wrote off his character, but gave him a good, drive into the sunset kind of happy ending. And from what I understand, everyone loves 7, it's the best one. Or I don't know if it's considered the best one, but it's would have been a great place to end it. And then 8 is a bit of a mess from what I understand. And then you have Hobbs and Shaw, as it's known in Japan, Wild Speed Super Combo. One of the greatest movie titles I've probably ever heard. Wild Speed is what these movies are called in Japan. I don't remember all the names off the top of my head. I have 2 friends who got really into the series before Hobbs and Shaw. They decided we're going to watch every movie in order. And I know they loved it. And they refer to the movies by the Japanese titles because Wild Speed, again, sounds amazing. And Wild Speed Super Combo is perfect. And then there's Fast 9, which I think is called, Jet Break? Wild Speed Jet Break? Ice Break is 8. Anyways, so Fast 9. So that's my familiarity with the series. Seen the first 2 movies, haven't seen the others. I'm aware of it. I know it's about cars, it's about over-the-top insane stunts, it's about Vin Diesel talking about family and drinking Coronas. So I watched this movie, I think about 2 weeks ago. I saw it with those 2 friends who really like the series, another friend of mine who really likes it, and another friend of mine who, like me, has not seen any of them since 2. I didn't like it. But there's a caveat to that, and I'll get to the caveat later. But short version, I was bored, which I was not expecting to think or to say about one of these movies. Because from what I understood, they're just these over-the-top amazing spectacles, and it was. But probably because I haven't seen these movies, since I don't know these people, I'm not invested in them. And to be fair, that's on me for not watching the other movies. I don't super hold that against the filmmakers. I feel like they expect you to either A, shut your brain off, or 2, have followed the series and not miss 8 movies. Fair. But even then, the movie's weird. Very early on in the movie, Dom Toretto... Okay, so the first weird thing, the first scene in the movie is a flashback with how Dom Toretto's dad died, and he died in a car wreck. But when Dom is talking to his dad, the guy who plays Dom, I don't know his name, I don't know anything about him. I was looking and I was like, this doesn't look at all like Vin Diesel. This guy doesn't look like he's the same, race or ethnicity as Vin Diesel. So is this the guy that Dom was named after? And then as I go, I'm like, no, that's Dom Toretto. So this guy grows up into he already looks like an adult. It's like How I Met Your Mother, how the guy that plays Ted is different from the narrator because the narrator is Bob Saget, which means that Ted grows up into Bob Saget, which doesn't make sense because he's already an adult. And then in the finale, it's still the guy playing Ted, not Bob Saget. It's weird, and every time the young Dom was on screen, it took me out of the movie. But anyways, the really weird thing, at least to me, it was some character writing at the start of the film. So, Dom is living with Letty and little Brian, because they named him after Paul Walker's character. It's their son. Well, it's Dom's son with another woman, so Letty's like the stepmom. And some people show up and they're like, Brian, you gotta hide, we don't know who these people are. And the people end up being their crew. You know, it's Tyrese, it's Ludacris, it's the other person. Unfortunately, I don't know who she is. My apologies. Again, haven't been keeping up with these movies by actually watching them. And they're like, yo, Dom, like, we got a job for you, blah, blah, blah. And then Dom's like, no, I can't do it, I'm trying to go straight. And Letty is like, no, we have to do this, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but, like, 2 seconds ago, you seemed completely fine with this low-key, chill life. And now you're chastising Dom for wanting to get out of it. I'm confused. And then Dom, like, goes sees his kid, and then it just cuts to him going on the adventure. I'm like, wait, but Dom, you weren't doing this. You wanted to stay and look after your son. What happened? What changed? There wasn't, like, really a moment that convinced him to change. It was just like they didn't write the connecting part of the script, and they figured no one's gonna care. But I did. But anyways, also, they don't say what they did with their son for like another 40 minutes or so. I mean, I don't know, it's an estimation, but it's a while. So I was like, well, what happened? Did they just leave their son there by himself? That's pretty irresponsible parenting. And for a movie about family and everything. But anyways, I kind of have a hard time rooting for these characters. Not because they're, like, inherently unlikable or anything, again, aside from the weird motivation, but when they're doing their whole, like, saving the world thing in the middle of London, they're causing so much property damage. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but as I'm watching, I'm like, man, I feel so bad for, like, that person who just had their phone ripped out of their hand by a giant magnet, or that guy who you know his car just got destroyed. These people don't seem like they care at all. And again, maybe at this point, it's like they're so desensitized to it. They're just like, hey, we gotta do what we gotta do. You know, in this, they are trying to save the world. They're not just, like, thieves or something. But I can't help it, man. I'm just like, I feel bad for the collateral damage. Because there's a lot of collateral damage. It's not like it's Godzilla causing this, or like, we gotta stop Godzilla, or there's nothing we can do. These are the good guys, and damn, that's messed up. Anyways, I feel like there was something else I was going to say before getting to my caveat. Oh, I think it was just the stunts, like the insane shit in these movies. So they drive over a minefield so fast that the mines don't blow up. That's fun. Stupid, but it's fun. And maybe possible? I don't know. I'm not going to get into the science of this. A, I'm not a scientist, and two, I'm pretty sure the people who made this aren't scientists. But you know what? If they are, congrats to them. Genuinely, that sounded a little sarcastic and condescending. Do not mean it as such. They do that, and then they drive on a bridge. The bridge collapses as they're driving on it, and then it fully collapses, but they still made it, even though they still had bridge to drive up. You have the car going over a cliff as a plane shows up with a magnet and it gets the car. That was actually really cool. I really liked that. And then you have the car bungee jump, which was really stupid. You're like, that... Okay, that one completely takes me out of the movie. That makes no sense. It's not, like, that plausible. Maybe it is. But, like, to me, it doesn't seem that plausible. And it just doesn't seem that, like, cool. It was just... Okay. Sure. Then there's all the stuff with the magnets in London, which, again, it's cool, but all I could focus on was the collateral damage. Whoops. Then you get to the car in space, which I know people were super excited because these movies had not gone to space yet. It was like the natural escalation of things at that point was, are they going to do it? They kind of have to do it. They did it. But even that, they're like, okay, we have a car in space with a rocket on the back. some magnets on the car to mess with the satellite. Well, the magnets aren't working. Okay, so now what are we going to do? We're going to ram the car into the satellite to make it explode. Okay, like, that's pretty badass. But then the characters on the car are like, we're not going to make it. Like, if we're going to ram into this thing and make it explode, we are going to die. No, they don't. They hit the car hits the satellite, keeps going, and then the satellite explodes. They're like, oh, there's no stakes in this movie. And that was what really took me out of it. Because Roman, also known as Tyrese, is throughout the movie like, man, guys, we're like immortal. We're like superheroes. Because all this stuff happens and we don't die. Like, we don't even get scratched. And you're watching the movie like, yeah, they don't. Why do I care? It's like, again, haven't watched the other movies, and maybe if I did, I would really care. But from this movie alone, I don't find the characters that interesting or likable. Their motivation didn't, again, with like Dom and Letty, is like, I'm getting mixed signals here that don't make any sense. You're just destroying people's property, and nothing bad is going to happen to you, because it just, like, can't. So why do I care? I don't. I'm watching this giant spectacle, and I'm bored. And I hate that I'm bored. I knew exactly the kind of movie I was going to see, and I wanted to see it. And it did nothing for me. But the but is everyone else's reaction. My friends, who are big fans of this franchise, loved it. They had a blast, just geeking and swooning over all the insanity in this movie, which made me feel a little softer about it. Then kind of talking to people about the movie that I watched and explaining the scenes, like the minefield and being in space with a car with a rocket attached to it, I was like, yeah, that is a lot of fun. It's crazy. It makes no sense. It was dumb. But it was a lot of fun. And then there's the Dom Toretto memes. All of the dumb family stuff. The one that kills me. Credit to whoever made it, because I have no idea. I saw it secondhand. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh meme where there's like a monster saying, Dom, no, it's suicide. And Dom is approaching Tiny Tim, holding an attaché case with Tiny Tim in it, which is its own weird, bizarre rabbit hole meme thing that my buddy got me into, which I think is hilarious. It's so stupid, and I love it. With Richie Rich, with the attaché case with the 3 blue eyes, it slays me. But back to the point. And they're like, Dom, no, it's suicide. And Dom is just walking up. Tiny Tim with an attaché case holding Tiny Tim is powerful, but not as powerful as family. I lost it. I cackled. There's one where, Scar lets go of Mufasa and Mufasa falls, but he lands on the hood of Dom's car and Dom says something about how he saved him because they're family or whatever. I lost it. They're so funny. And it made me, retroactively like the movie because of... It was making me associate the movie instead of with, I was bored out of my mind and this is dumb, to just funny shit. And I can't be mad at the movie for that. I can't dislike the movie for that. Would I go see it again? Probably not, unless I watched the other movies. Do I want to watch the other movies? Kind of. I've been interested in 5, 6, and 7 because I've heard they're just actually really good and really fun. But, so overall, did I like the movie? No. But now, I have an appreciation for it. I don't think I'd say a respect for it. Not quite. But I have an appreciation for it now, and it gave me some good memes. That's all I can ask for. Don't think I have anything else to say about this, so... See ya.